Hi, I'm Michael Peterson, CEO and founder of eClouds Health, and we are based in New York. Have you ever been in the situation that the lack of pricing transparency for an integration is delaying your deal? Well, no more. We recommend you to complete the quote, follow this system we have developed, and within 3 to 5 days, you are going to have a quote. And the quote for the one-time cost of the installation is applicable to both MuleSoft or eBridge. So first of all, what type of systems can integrate with Health Cloud? So typically, we found that 95% there is 5 different types of systems. First of all, we have the EMR or EHR, as some people refer to it, and there is a difference, but they're the same thing. You are always dealing with eClinicalWorks, Advanced MD, Dr. Chrono, Practice Fusion, and so on. And we have experience with all of them. We have done over 40 integrations in the last year and a half alone. Second system is PMS, Pharmacy Management Solutions. And here are some of the most common solutions. Third is lab information systems. They can get a little bit tricky, but we have a lot of experience doing that. The fourth is the clinical trial management systems. You typically see the word Creo, Real-Time, Forte, those are big brands. And then we have, of course, application tracking systems. So anytime you come across these abbreviations, your answer is yes, we can integrate with Salesforce. The second question is, what type of integrations can you do and which ones are most common? The answer is very simple. The first one is middleware, and that is what we recommend. The second, which is the most common, is a direct API connection. And the third is SFTP. SFTP can be a great low-cost solution that saves your deal. We can typically do that for 4K, 5K, something like that. And it basically is useful when you only need one data load per day or per night. So typically, if the system needs to be updated by the morning, that's a great choice. I will share this slide with you. You have a lot more information. You can read about that. Thirdly, how can I quickly obtain a price quote for my potential project? Here's how it works. Let's take the elephant out of the room. And here's the 3-step process. We have a form we want you to fill in. It has 9 questions. We can do that in person or you can fill it out. The link is below. Second, within a couple of days, we will have enough information, and by day 5, we should have a quote and also the viability. And again, MuleSoft is your number 1 choice, and eBridge is the alternative. So the Q9 process is very simple. It's a guided discovery with 9 questions. So here are screenshots of the form. First of all, on the left side, you just put your name in and then go through these 9 questions. What is the name of the system we're connected with? Is it a cloud or on-premise? What is the direction of the data flow? Frequency of update? Then comes volume of data, where's the patient intake, and so on. And again, of course, we will guide you through this and be happy to jump on a quick call with the customer. Number 4, what are the 3 things that drive the cost of the integration, the one-time cost? Well, first of all, we really have to check what type of license access the customer have. We've been running into several times that, for example, eClinicalWorks, they have an extra upcharge of $8,000 to $10,000 for API access. The second thing that is even more important is what type of data format and what transport protocol can we use for the integration. And third, but not the least, what type of data are we going to exchange? First of all, we have to find out which format does the other system allow us to communicate in. The format can be HL7, it can be X12 in EDI, XML, JSON is quite common, and absolutely worst case scenario is that we do a CSV file. That simply means we have set up an export table from the other system. Second question that must be answered, what protocol are we going to use? And again, this is what we do. We find this out. Very common is SOAP REST. But again, every system has its own quirks. Once we have determined the format and the protocol, then we can say with certainty using Health Cloud or any of the Salesforce clouds that with any with the EHR system, an accounting system, an information system, even databases, when you come across an old FileMaker or SQL Server, the questions are always going to be the same. What format and what protocol? And again, this is what your partner is doing. The first thing that happens when you do an integration with an EMR system is that you establish a joint patient ID. Let's say that the intake, new patient intake, is done through Salesforce. So you have a web form, you put that in Salesforce. It can be a lead or a patient record, person account, doesn't matter. We will insert that demographic to our middleware and start talking to the EMR side of it. And it can be clinical, next gen, any of these. You recognize most of these names. And the middleware will create that patient record in the system. And when they create that, the EMR returns a patient ID. Every single EMR has a patient ID number. It can be a simple number or a complicated number, but that's a unique ID for that patient. What we do then is that we take that number, use the middleware, and we push that back into Salesforce. So your person account, which is most common, now has the same patient ID as the EMR. From that point on, the bi-directional integration can pretty much do anything, typically. So establishing joint patient ID is super important. Another question we get all the time is that what type of data is typically integrated between the EMR system and Salesforce? And first of all, patient demographics. That's where we establish the joint ID. Very common is that we do calendar appointments, and we would like that Salesforce and Salesforce Scheduler is running this, but most of the time it's actually the EMR, and we just reflect it in Salesforce. We also have the SOAP notes, or typically called doctor's notes. They can be transferred to Salesforce, and then we can do medical claims, medical billing in Salesforce. And we can also manage patient balances, which is tremendously big opportunity. That's a very common request because the EMRs do not have a good solution for that. And of course, we can sell a lot of Marketing Cloud by taking the discharge data and including the date from the EMR back to Salesforce. And now the patient starts a journey. And this can be one directional or bi-directional. So we can connect with pretty much any of these systems. The annual cost when you use eBridge is $4,000 to $10,000 annually. And here is the price list. We'll share that with you. And it's starting from $2,500. $25 will give you what we call the Commerce Sync. So if you need to connect, they're selling products and they want to connect to Shopify, Amazon, Walmart, Clover, or do a QuickBooks connection for accounting for SFTP solution. And third is the 10K, the 10K per year. Annual cost we can do real-time, EDI, HL7, anything. And that is also the product that we use for NetSuite and Dynamics. Number 5 and final, why should I trust the eClouds team to do the integration? Well, first of all, we have our own middleware product. We actually acquired the code from a company called Bridge Connector. that had a deep relationship with Salesforce. So we can do this very cost efficiently. We hope becomes a truly helpful tool in closing many deals where a lower budget is required. Secondly, we have done a lot of integrations lately. Here are some of the Salesforce customers that we have done integrations for. We have a lot of reference customers, everything from Sales Cloud, Service Cloud to Health Cloud and Marketing Cloud. We've done a lot, and we are also very good with Inventory Accounting and Revenue Cloud. Thank you for watching this video and the deck, and we hope the information was really useful. So let's go and sell something.